Once again, I have to stress that ministers have no ability to intervene in individual procurement decisions made by local authorities, but they need to satisfy themselves that any aid provided by them does not contravene the European Commission's prohibition on the granting of state aid and meets the requirements of competition law. On the audit and inspection of local authorities, there are systems in place which assess and audit decisions made by the local authorities. The auditors perform an annual audit of financial statements. However, they also have a wider responsibility to review the report on whether an audited body has made proper arrangements for securing value for money, economy, efficiency and effectiveness in the use of resources. The auditors are obliged by the Code of Audit Practice, which is approved by Parliament, to consider whether any representation or information they receive needs investigation or action under their specific powers. They must consider whether to make a public interest report under Section 8 of the Audit Commission Act 1998 on whether they judge on any matter they judge should be considered by the audited body or brought to public attention. I'm dwelling on this because some of the issues that my honourable friend raises could possibly be addressed in this way if members of the public feel that they ought to be. These external auditor assessments of value for money in the use of resources feed into the performance framework for local services for all outcomes secured by local authorities working alone or in partnership. The partnership is known as the Comprehensive Area Assessment, and the use of resources assessment considers how well individual public bodies manage and use their resources to deliver value for money and better and sustainable outcomes for local people. The assessment focuses on the importance of sound, strategic financial management, strategic commissioning and good governance, and the effective management of natural resources, assets and people. My honourable friend has raised some points about governance in the Council, particularly the transparency of the process for decision making and the fact that an employee of the Council was and is a member of the company board. My understanding is that Swindon Borough Council operates a leader and cabinet model made up of the leader of the council and the cabinet of up to 9 councillors to whom the leader allocates portfolios. The cabinet makes decisions in line with the council's overall policies. If it wishes to make a decision that is outside the budget or policy framework, this must be referred to the council as a whole to decide. To speed up decision making and to allow cabinet to concentrate on major matters, members have the delegated power to make day-to-day decisions in relation to areas within their portfolio. However, specific questions about an individual decision would have to be addressed to the council. One issue raised by my honourable friend was how just 3 councillors can make a decision that affects the whole authority. Sadly, once again, it would be inappropriate for me to comment on an individual case. However, in terms of governance, there are times when it could be appropriate for decisions to be made without the participation of the full council. However, the council's particular decision-making process will be outlined in its constitution. A further issue raised was whether there is a conflict of interest when a council employee is a member of the board of a company, in this case the Wi-Fi company. Again, it's not appropriate for me to comment on an individual case. However, it is reasonable to expect councils to have in place mechanisms to deal with conflicts of interest such as that. Because employees may live in the authority area and may use its services, and so may have to come to decisions on matters that have a material effect upon them and their lives. Oh, yes, certainly.
I wonder if my honourable friend has it in mind that council should have a policy on this, that it should be a published policy that members of the public could have access to, on the issue of council employees being directors and conflicts of interest.
I think thank you, Mr. Deputy Speaker, authorities should have in place robust mechanisms for dealing with these conflicts of interest and for advising staff on how to behave when they arise. I think also in an ideal world, and I do not know if it's a duty, but I can write to her about it, councils should have the rules on this accessible to members of the public, either in a printed form or on their websites. In summary, therefore, complaints about value for money decisions should be addressed to the authority's external auditor, and concerns about propriety of decisions and decision-making processes should be addressed to the local authority's monitoring officer. It's unfortunate that the circumstances of the setting up of this project has caused comment, since the government strongly supports increased access to internet services and is committed to ensuring that virtually everyone in this country has access to a good level of broadband, including those who live in rural areas. It's important not to lose sight of this in the specific concern raised about the Swindon project, and I'm glad that my honourable friend emphasised that the Prime Minister said today that broadband is the electricity of today. Indeed it is. It will make a huge difference to our country's economy and the lives of the people who live in it. As I have explained, central government has no ability to intervene in the decisions that have been made by Swindon Council, nor in the manner in which they have taken them. These are matters that need pursuing locally, and that I hope my honourable friend is able to secure answers to the questions she has posed. The Swindon project should be an exciting opportunity to boost the local economy and regenerate areas of the borough by giving people, especially those in disadvantaged communities, a chance to access and use technology and share the benefits it can bring. But the questions posed by my honourable friend about the project and about the process that has been followed are very important ones. It would definitely be in the Council's interest to provide satisfactory answers to these questions and to make transparent the way in which decisions have been made. Then, and only then, will their residents' concerns be laid at rest. And I sincerely hope that Swindon Council will do this, and that the project can then proceed to bring the benefits that I know my honourable friend and certainly my government wish that it would bring.
The questioners of this House do now adjourn. As members please say aye. Aye. The contrary, no. I think the ayes have it. The ayes have it. Order, order.